help CPCs to help communities adapt by organizing individuals to introduce services or other solutions that address new needs. Each CPC is around a specific mission to address a well-defined community need. So we're starting at the grassroots and with local communities. So they may not all live next to each other, but they're local problems. There's a focus here, so you exclude needs that are not part of the mission scope. Oops, sorry. Press this. It's community-centered. The collaborations introduce services that are uniquely adapted to the community. There's community participation in the entire process, including need finding, brainstorming, development, deployment. And there's accountability to the community. Very important to us, and we're trying to figure out how to do this in this kind of framework, is a motivation infrastructure. So we have carefully designed incentives, material, social, and cultural, to encourage participation. Incentives should be uniquely adapted to the community, and that probably requires, again, community participation in developing them, some form of accountability about them, and certainly, for certain, attentiveness to community norms, practices, and cultures, which may have to shift, but they have to shift with the knowledge of what they are to begin with. And it means a scale of graduated motivators and incentives to be put in place to prompt participation from potential contributors. Then there's the collaboration infrastructure. The CPCs define infrastructure that aids collaboration, and that creates links to other collaborations. The collaboration has accurate and relevant information obtained through and used by the community being served and those participating in the collaboration. The collaboration encourages adaptation and change to address errors and cope with new developments. There's a conflict resolution mechanism, or set of mechanisms, which begins with the acknowledgement that conflicts and disputes will exist, that there'll be disagreements no matter what you do. So systems are in place to discover them, as well as to resolve them as quickly as possible. And one of the design principles here is that these mechanisms should be cheap and easily accessible. Remember, a lot of this is going to be on a platform, right? Mechanisms are created to enable effective communication and internal trust and reciprocity. There's a nested ecosystem here, and this is where it gets back to the world, and it's not just another form of move on, or though some of the design principles here are quite different than move on would use or get up would use. Even though each CPC is clearly defined around a specific mission, they exist within a hierarchy and a network of nested collaborations of different sized communities in different places. Small CPCs exist at the base level, with CPCs forming a directed acrylic graph coming from a single root CPC, engineering language, representing the entire global community. Each local CPC is supported by higher level authorities and CPCs. In sum, we see a vision of a global ecosystem of interdependent and connected communities, each defined to carry out a specific mission, addressing a new challenge facing society. Those affected by any given challenge are a key part of the corresponding collaborative community. Communities are supported by a well-designed infrastructure that motivates sustainable participation, coordinates effective large-scale collaboration, and fosters strong member relationships. In other words, we see the world as a networked imagination, a single body made up of many parts. Each member is motivated and empowered to work together towards the flourishing of the whole, and to contribute in their own unique way towards the addressing of unique needs. And if we can do this, we'll have success. We'll have a networked imagination. This is one of JSP's and Nancy Lee Brown's graphs. And I mentioned networks of practice and communities of interest earlier. And you get the networked imagination is emergent from the collective action processes that occur. We'll also, I believe, begin to get either use the new moral economy that we've generated at CASBIS and elsewhere, or begin to develop it, certainly develop it further through this kind of process, and distribute it or disseminate it much more widely this kind of process. And if we do all that, we'll be able to navigate the Whitewater Rapids together. Thank you.
Yeah, tomorrow. Great. We've got time for questions, so please. Dean.
Yeah, I wonder, Margaret, if you could elaborate on what you mean by whitewater world versus the old flatwater world. It wasn't obvious to me what characterizes this new world. I wonder if you might give some concrete examples for us.
Okay, if you think about the world that probably a few of you are in, how many of you are digitally native? I mean, the internet was there when you were born. That's why you can't understand it. So it really is a different world that people are living in right now. They don't know if they're going to have jobs. And if they do, they're not sure they're certainly not going to be secure for their lifetime. The kind of skills that they get in college and in graduate school or in a trade are going to be skills that will have to be updated constantly, or they'll have to find some other new skill because that job will change. I'm not going to predict whether there'll be more jobs or fewer jobs. I don't know the answer to that. We don't know if AI is going to get rid of all jobs or whether it's going to get rid of some jobs, as it already has, and replace them with other, and there'll be other jobs. But we know that there's constant movement and constant flux about work in a way that didn't exist before. Young people, for the most part, don't have different expectations. They have different ways of communicating with each other. One of the projects at the Center for Advanced Study is called the iGen project. And it's the internet generation, or the I-generation for some people. But what it's exploring is how do people who were born digitally native develop values? Because they're talking to each other, they're texting each other all the time, they're talking on the phone, at least the ones who are digitally connected. There's no longer, people don't go home and have dinner together in the same way they used to, and get values that way. Religiosity of a sort of moderate religions is really on the decline. We see increased sects of various kinds, but the kind of ways in which people have values transmitted largely don't exist anymore. Civic education in the schools is pitiful. There's a real problem with that. So, do they have values? Probably. What are those values? Do we know? Not really. And how do they get those values? That we really don't know. So it's a world that's really different than the world, certainly than the world I grew up in, and probably than the world that most of you grew up in, unless you happen to be totally digitally native. So it's a very different world where you have to constantly adapt. You have to constantly be ready for something that nobody trained you for. Nobody could prepare you for. That's what the whitewater world is.
This is a really inspirational, to some extent, idea of decentralized digital collective action. I wonder to what extent this need for this decentralized digital platform arises because of the erosion of those institutions that we grew up with, that existed when I was born, that existed when you were born, civic, political institutions. And I wondered, how is our role as citizens changing in this digital platform vis-a-vis those institutions of government that are not going to go away anytime soon? So I wonder, are we losing something in terms, or is that something already lost in terms of our ability to engage directly, perhaps, with political, civic, religious institutions? And what is our role in a platform? Is it a role of protesters? Are we confining ourselves in a sort of like a nudging, lobbying world that is not the world of active political participation?
Okay, so excellent question. So let me try to start. I'll sort of start back. Well, I don't know how I'll start. I'll just start. The world of the institutions that we grew up with and that still exist, are definitely eroding in a variety of ways. And, you know, we can blame Trump for some of it in the United States, but it's happening all over. And I would argue Trump is a symptom, and his efforts to undermine certain institutions is a symptom, not a cause. And so we've got to look at what the cause is and react to that. We see in elections in many of the advanced democratic countries, and even some of the not so advanced, and in other countries as well, a rise of various forms of populism and certainly expressions of dissatisfaction with the ways in which we're being represented politically and how we're being served economically, right? So there's certainly, if there is at the least an erosion of confidence in our existing institutions. There may be a serious erosion of those institutions themselves and their capacity to deliver. So we do have to think about how to build new institutions that speak to the people who are the citizens now, or part of the citizenry now, and will certainly be the dominant part of the citizenry in the future. And I don't mean that 30% of hard-right people who voted for Trump. I mean the people who voted for Bernie, the people who voted for Trump because they were just so unhappy with the way the world was. I mean, it's a huge proportion of the population when you start thinking about it in a real analytic sense. So this is a response to that, right? That's what this is. And David Lee is a digital native. He's 30. You know, so he's saying, what do I do? How do I exercise power? How do I exercise voice? So it's not just about, it's not move on. It's really about creating new kinds of capacities to build things. That's why we call it creating the commons, to really build new collective goods, to build new infrastructure, to figure out how to do that, because we don't know how to do that. So we're talking, that's where the networked imagination comes in. So there's a big belief among the Silicon Valley engineers, as you know, and I'm skeptical of much of it in the way that you are, that somehow the technology will solve everything. He doesn't really believe that, and I put the Gartner hype thing up there to remind us that I don't really believe it either. But nonetheless, this is a technology that has incredible power that we can marshal and use to our good. But we have to systematically think about it. I mean, I don't know if we've got the solution, but to start thinking about it as a serious design problem, as a serious problem of something that we can use this technology to reach people we couldn't otherwise reach, and to hear them in ways we wouldn't otherwise hear, and then to mobilize that power and capacity, and to get new ideas. Think about, be forced to think of, that's, again, the radically contingent Whitewater world, where you have to learn to think about things in a totally different way. You can't use the stars to navigate as you would with a sailboat if you're in a Whitewater raft. That just won't help you at all. So it's and you can't use the engine that you would in the 19th century and, move the steering wheel and get you where you want to go. So we really gotta learn from each other because none of us has a solution. So it's not just about decentralization. It's not a paean of decentralization. It's about the fact that the ideas come from lots of places, and can't we marshal that power? And that working together, we get new ideas in a way we never have by ourselves. That synergy happens.
Yeah, this is a fascinating vision you're laying out, I think, here, in the sense of these networks that are all interpenetrated and connected with different communities, all sort of pursuing different directions, adapting to what's happening and changing and sort of stuff. But kind of in the back of my mind is like, well, so what's the point of all this? And I mean, initially I start thinking, what are the roles for political institutions, for governance? There's not much governance. There's just sort of reaction and adapting and having fun. Could you talk about your idea of what you mean by moral economy? There seems to be no purpose for the society, or there's an absence of any sort of a purpose beyond having fun, going through the Whitewater rafting.
Well, I don't think that's just fun. I think that's survival.
Is there more to it than that?
Yes, there is, but we have to find it. So I think we're at a personally, I mean, I can only tell you what I individually think here. I think we're at a horrific moment in our history, and it could go any of a number of ways. We're at a real inflection point. And I think the models of, and the values and the, I never was a great fan of the values that were implicit in the moral economy, implicit in neoclassical economics. I don't think that it is just an individualistic world, and that we're just maximizing, though we can talk about maximizing various things. And who's been winning the Nobel Prize is beginning to be an indication that there's some fraying even of those who are deep believers in economics. Capitalism itself may be under threat, I don't know, but it certainly needs to be rethought. And so, I have my own ideas about what the values should be in a moral economy, but I think we need a political economy that is reframed for the contemporary period. We'll have a new set of undergirding principles that pays attention to what we now know about behavior, beliefs, and human interactions and human institutions, and that makes explicit the kinds of values that we motivate people. And so the whole basis for this platform is that we have to rely on intrinsic motivation, that the real participation is going to come not just from people wanting some goodie and finding people to organize with them and overcome that kind of collective action problem, but to really work together to build a better world. And that requires a framework we don't have at the moment. It might emerge from this. It might have to help define that. It's just a question of chicken and egg at that point. But we've got to do something to start that, in my view, to start that engine moving. In terms of government, this doesn't, make for David Lee, who's a young engineer, raised in a certain way of thinking. I haven't really talked to him about it. He's open-minded about a variety of things. I think this doesn't displace government. It should complement government. But government itself may need to be rethought. The government institutions, the Constitution that we have, are centuries old now. And the newer ones are from the Great Depression and the Second World War era. So, it's time that we're in that was an industrial world. We're not in the same kind of industrial world anymore.
Thanks.
Sorry.
You emphasize the emergence of new institutions and new communities and new infrastructure. What about the adaptation of older communities or older ideas or older institutions? What is the role of that in responding to the newer conditions?
Well, this doesn't deny that. But adaptation requires thinking about what they're adapting to and how they're going to adapt. So it does require at least, adaptation requires some revision of the way you've been doing things in the past. So even if you think about the kinds of communities that Lynn studied in governing the commons, some of them could stay exactly the way they were, but most of them had to adapt to the existence of a larger, more centralized government, of NGOs, of international organizations that came in, of environmental shifts that transformed whatever the common pool resource was. So adaptation is part of human existence, and that doesn't go away. And this isn't talking about destroying what exists already. When something's there, you build on it. That would be a base for something. But when there's something that's not there, like a moral economy that most of us buy into, then you have to create it.
Let me throw out one question for Margaret. So one thing I've noticed over the last 10 to 20 years, and it's even different in how we brought up our kids versus the next generation, is how afraid people are. And, locks on everything, and kids don't walk to school, and and the reason, and maybe it was 9/11, but it's become politics of fear. Why I think this matters is how does this notion of fear get juxtaposed, which, again, something that's incredibly important, which is trust. And, you know, these people don't look very fearful here, because maybe they've navigated those waters. But I think there's some change that's transformed, not just in the U.S., but globally, about, and I don't know if it's, point is, I don't know if it's generation. I don't know if the new kids are more afraid or less afraid, but their parents are really afraid. For them. And I read a term calling parents snowplow parents now, who call up their their children's college instructors to say that, you know, my daughter is not doing well in your class. Why is that? I mean, that wouldn't have happened when we were in university.
Well, my mother would have contained herself. I'm sure she had the urge.
But you didn't act on that urge.
No, she didn't act on it.
But, no,
As far as I know.
because I think trust is hugely important, is the antithesis of trust fear and not willingness to trust. Because trust is making yourself vulnerable to someone. And I mean, that's how you talk about it in some of your writing, which I think is really true. Trust means you expose yourself because people can violate that trust.
Well, there's some advantages to virtual interactions as a starting place for some of this.
Yeah.
Because, you know, you're not worried in the same way. But yes, I think that there's several different kinds of fear, I think, that are going on right now, and they're very different and they have to be dealt with in different ways. So the kind of fear you're talking about, that you talked about at least two. One is people's security fears, that they're likely to be victimized in some way or another. And another is a fear of change, and a fear of failure, which are often connected, but not always. And so the mothers calling the college professors is more about a fear of failure for their kids than it is about a fear that their kids are going to be. They probably would also call college professors if they thought he or she was harassing their child. But it's less that kind of fear than the other kind of fear. So, you know, the security fears, that really is a problem that we have to take care of. And something like this wouldn't do that, but it might affect the kinds of government arrangements that are established. But it may have to be in collaboration with something else like this going on that's creating new ideas and new variants of trustworthiness and confidence in each other and beginning to work together and cross communities, because this allows you to cross physical boundaries and ethnic boundaries and racial boundaries in ways that it's much harder to do physically. So, yeah, I think fear is an important issue to keep in mind, but I'm not sure that, you know, anything we do won't solve everything. So that's the kind of security fears. I mean, you know, I'm fearful right now, not so much about certainly not walking down the street in Bloomington, but I'm certainly fearful of fires taking over California. I'm fearful of floods taking over Florida. I'm fearful of bombs coming out of the sky from North Korea because of a stupid president, excuse me. Two stupid presidents, at least one for sure. You know, so that kind of fear is quite real, and this won't solve that, right? But certainly not in the short run, even if we could get it up and running, if we can get it up at all and then running, won't solve that.
I think I saw Angie said in my corner of my eye. Last question.
Yeah,
Please.
my question was actually similar, and I find your use of Whitewater intriguing because I'd like to ask about crippling parallels here. So we all know if you've done something like this, or you've ridden on a roller coaster, anything like that, the person that literally is holding on for your life survival. And adding on, I don't think it's just fear of X, which we can rationalize and
question, and I have to say we haven't really thought about it. We've thought about certain kinds of fear, like the fear of getting into the water, you know, but not kind of crippling fear. I guess my first reaction, which may not be the one that is sustained over time as I think about this question more, is that nothing anybody does is going to reach everybody. So there are going to be some people left out of anything you do, and there are going to be some people who have been so disabled by the processes that they've been through, so traumatized by whether because they were in a war that, you know, they got, you know, or because of some experience they had, or because their world literally fell apart because of a flood or a fire or a job loss. I mean, there will be people who will not be caught into our web, for sure. And, you know, I think we have to think about that problem and see if there's a way to reach them, if not in the first pass, in a second or third or fourth pass. But I'm not convinced there's ever a way to do that. Can Victor just ask a question?
Yes, Victor.
So Margaret, this is really been thought-provoking and fascinating. I think what I was thinking about was
Now the shoe drops. I know, Victor.
well, twofold. So one is on kind of the promising side. I think taking the long arc view, you can imagine that the current iGen generation will one day be operating the political apparatus kind of within government, and you can imagine that there's going to be.
Well, I hope so, that there's a political apparatus and a generation.
You can imagine that at that point,
I'm
this
fearful.
could be used as kind of a collaboration, right? In effect, you have more decentralization of governance, kind of more targeted. You spoke about kind of community needs and this kind of being based. You can imagine this kind of Whitewater approach filling in some of the gaps and allowing it to be nimble and flexible and kind of organizing in this way. So I think that's interesting. You could really imagine that model
Right.
of flowing, being part of this. The part that I was struck with was not necessarily the fear aspect, but it seems like there's an aspect of inequality that's interesting here, which is you could imagine that this approach, if this does become a collaboration and folded into government, you could imagine that this approach might increase inequality if you have groups that have more access, say, to the technological infrastructure, or who have more ability because they have more research.
Absolutely. There is an assumption in this.
Or decreasing inequality if
Right.
you can kind of work around this.
No, but there is an assumption in this, which I should make explicit and probably is obvious to those of you listening, that everybody will ultimately have this kind of digital access. That seems to be where we're going. Now, that could be wrong, but if that's right, then it should lead to, it should have an impact on inequality, and I would think it would move, you know, reduce inequality. But I'm not sure it will. I mean, there's so many other factors that cause it. And if the digital technology does not go in that direction, this will definitely just heighten certain inequalities that already exist, because it will give certain people access and others none, for sure. So there's some presumptions in this, because we're trying to plan for a future, and you don't know what the future will really look like. But I will take on board your first point, because that's interesting to think about. So my takeaways from tonight are fear, government, and the next generation taking over government.
Okay, please join me in thanking Margaret.